Hi, it's Remo over here. So this video is an update to a video I made about a year ago concerning slide to any percent coin route for full game. Yeah. In that video I talked about some potential additional gadgets that could be added to the any percent route. And I talked about adrenaline burst and stealth slide and turnbuckle and came to the conclusion that it was only worth to buy Turnbuckle for the full game run. But a year later, after a lot of guys made some optimizations to the coin route and stuff, and new ideas popped up on treasures and treasure routes and such, and then Hexu started to look into stealth slide more and its properties and timed how much it saves overall throughout the run. And even though the calculations for stealth slide time save and what adjustments have to be made for routes and such is far from final at the moment, it's pretty safe to say that the absolute fastest possible way to play this game at the moment would include both stealth slide and adrenaline burst to the full game route. And actually, with the most optimal route, you get so overfarmed with coins that you can buy even a fourth additional gadget just for fun, like for whatever. Like Smoke Bomb for 300 coins. You can make Sly Bentley Conspire a bit more safer and consistent with it. So I'm gonna introduce a total of 5 gadget, treasure and coin routes in this video. And these are 1. The route without any additional gadgets. 2. Turnbuckle route. 3. Adrenaline burst plus turnbuckle route. 4. Stealth slide plus turnbuckle route. And 5. Stealth slide, adrenaline burst, plus turnbuckle route. So there's some. For the coin route, the values I'm using for these estimations here are following how much coins you should get from a certain job or a bunch of certain jobs. These are averages. They are taken from my full game attempts from the past month, and there has been a lot of them, so the sample is quite trustworthy, I'd say, at this point. So those are the numbers what I'm using, but those numbers are adjusted to having stealth slide though. So those adjustments don't show right there, but I've added a few coins here and there with the routes that utilize stealth slide, since with faster movement you can farm coins faster in auto-scroller parts of the run, like Neela's Secret, Episode 4 Operation, and Operation High Road. So this is the gadgetless route. It only takes 1 treasure, Crystal Vase, as a Sly in Episode 5, and this is the way to do it. After completing Ghost Capture, you just run up to the castle entrance and pick it up and go back to the safe house, and that's it. It loses 20 seconds. Then you buy Paraglider, and then you move on, and then later in Episode 7 you buy Alarm Clock, and that's it. When you have 1200 coins, that's when you buy Alarm Clock, no matter what split it is. And otherwise this would be a completely identical run to a combination of episode runs. It should even do the super jump strat route in episode 1, follow Dimitri and Buck Dimitri's office. So then we go to Turnbuckle route, and this is the route that we've been using for the past year, since my previous coin route analysis video, where I made some updates to the Turnbuckle route, but it's still the Turnbuckle route that we've been using for several years now. So this route does the coin farm route in Follow Dimitri, so no super jump strats, and then it combines the route with taking the Jade Vase treasure, which is a ridiculously low time loss cost treasure with only 10 seconds when combined to coin farm route, but they in total like lose 22 seconds to the super jump strat route, so whatever. And then you buy Turnbuckle Launch and Battle the Chopper, you get the full 64-second time save from it. And then in Episode 5 you take Crystal Vase as Murray, and with using Turnbuckle this is 13.5 seconds, and then you buy Paraglider, and then you buy Alarm Clock when you have 600 plus. Now this run saved like 46-47 seconds to not having Turnbuckle or any additional gadgets at all. And if you've watched some runs during the past year, then you've seen these routes all in all. So let's move on to the actual faster routes that have been discovered recently. So first, Adrenaline Burst plus Turnbuckle Launch Route. So this route does not buy or get Stealth Slide, but instead it gets only Adrenaline Burst. And you can see that the total time save is 71.5 seconds. So that's like, with quick math, 25 seconds more than with only having Turnbuckle. So otherwise the route is the same as Turnbuckle route, but in Lower the Drawbridge you take the Burial Urn Treasure, and instead of losing 26.5 seconds to it, it only loses 23 because you utilize the Elephant Cycle there, like this. So after taking the treasure, the Elephant Cycle lines up pretty perfectly for just climbing up on top of the tower there and then just going to the job trigger. And another good thing with this route is that you will never get cocked by the Elephant Cycle there. You should never hit those spotlights since the elephant has already passed by you by a large margin at that point. Then you buy a Turnbuckle normally, and then this treasure is very exotic. This is a very recent find. I just thought about it recently and it made a hell of a lot of sense. So this is an interesting treasure. Episode 3 has this treasure called Gilded Scepter, and it's worth 447 coins, and the most optimal way to take it in the speedrun is after Rip Off the Ruby as Murray and with Turnbuckle. So this is what you do. After Rip Off the Ruby, you just start running towards the treasure, and by the way, there's a glitch where guards will not lose you because they spawned in a scripted way near the end of that job, so that's whatever. So you gotta be careful for flashlight guards there, but if you're fast and your movement is fast, there shouldn't be an issue, and you can quickly just jump to a safe place if they get too close. And doing this requires a job order change as well. So the job order change is following that after Blow the Dam you don't do Spice Grinder, you just go to Neela's secret instantly, and then you do Rip Off the Ruby, and after Rip Off the Ruby you take the treasure, and then you pick up Sly and do Spice Grinder Destruction. And that's the final job of that day. Then at the start of episode 4, the cursor is already on the thief net, so you just press circle and buy Adrenaline Burst for 1,000 coins for Bentley at the start of episode 4. And then you use Adrenaline Burst as Bentley, hell yeah, as much as you can throughout the entire rest of the run, yay! Remember to get some convenient health pickups so you don't run out of gadget meter, and you get free health pickups in Mojo Trap Action, so you can use that gadget throughout the entire job there. So then the route is pretty much the same. Stealing Voices, Crystal Waste Murray, yeah. Buy Paraglider, yeah. But then in episode 7, in order to have enough coins for buying Alarm Clock, you're gonna get another treasure. And you're gonna get either Jade Decanter or Collectible Plate. It pretty much doesn't matter which one you get. They both lose pretty much 20 seconds. But I'd recommend to get Jade Decanter over Collectible Plate, because with Jade Decanter route there's like a lower possibility of a flashlight guard cocking you. I feel like that. So Jade Decanter might be better. And of course this once again requires a job order change, yay! So we're gonna go back doing laser first, like it was like before in 2017 and before 2017. Gonna do laser redirection first, and then Bearcave bugging, and Bearcave bugging also requires a transmitter order change. So if you want to take the Collectible Plate, you gotta do a transmitter order 16235, end on 5, and then the treasure is right next to the transmitter 5. If you want to take Jade Decanter, which I kind of prefer, to be honest, you gotta take a transmitter order 216543. And then you get to the safe house and you're just gonna buy Alarm Clock and Smoke Bomb, because Smoke Bomb, why not? You'll have money for it anyway. And it'll be just for safety and Sly Bentley Conspire. Heck, even Blimp HQ Recon if you fuck up very badly and get spotted there. Okay, then the Stealth Slide plus Turnbuckle Launch Route, and this is even 26.5 seconds faster route with current estimations Then the Adrenaline Burst plus Turnbuckle Launch Route. So yeah, this time save estimation came from Hexu. At the moment he has listed that Stealth Slide would save 1 minute and 36 seconds throughout the run. But Stealth Slide is kind of a funny gadget, so that time estimate will have more updates in the future, for sure. About the properties of Stealth Slide, so many of us kind of think it's just like a bad version of rocket boots, and I thought it was kind of lame when I was young too. But the thing is, in downward slope, it can generate huge amount of velocity, or like speed in general. When you go downhill, it's super fast. Just try it. And if you're not on a downhill slope, you're on steady ground. Even there, it goes faster than running speed. And to uphill, you can just square boost, slide square boost, or slide boost to uphill, and it'll still be faster than running. So yeah, you can square boost with Stealth Slide speed, and that is faster than running speed in total. So if you want to spare gadget meter the proper movement with Stealth Slide in flat ground and in upward slopes would be just square boost. Just square boost all the time, pretty much. Or if you don't care about your gadget meter, you can just spam Stealth Slide on for every half a second. But thankfully there aren't that many segments in the entire run where you'd actually run out of gadget meter if you don't use it sparingly. It's like, there's a few spots like episode 4, day 2, you play for a while without loading and such. So the difference is with this route, or like the new things with this route, you can see the details there. It takes the Burial Urns, Adrenaline Burst route, but then it doesn't buy Turnbuckle in episode 2 in Battle of the Chopper Split. It buys it in start of episode 3 along with Stealth Slide. And one thing to notice with this route is that it's really pretty, like it's really damn tight with coins for the first 2 episodes, but then it gets really loose with coins. But it's really tight with coins for the first 2 episodes. There you gotta be really careful with coins. But a run with average coin count should still be like 25 coins ahead of that 1050 coin margin at that point. So if you just don't fuck up anything with the coin route, then you should have 1050 coins at that point. It's like Battle on the High Seas in Slide 3. If you get really bad RNG, you might be fucked, but it doesn't happen that often. Like in this case, it would be the same. If you get really bad boardroom brawl, then you might be fucked, but yeah, maybe there would be some adjustments to that in the future. So what else? Pretty much nothing else, except that the episode 7 treasure loses less time because you have Stealth Slide there, and we can show these clips. It loses like 2 seconds less because the movement is faster with Stealth Slide. I can show both of these clips real quick with Stealth Slide there. And then I've listed the time save minus 96 to that with Stealth Slide too. Once again, the job order changed from episode 7 is right there. So then we get to the route with Stealth Slide plus Adrenaline Burst plus Turnbuckle Launch, and it saves even more than just having Stealth Slide and Turnbuckle, like 16-17 seconds more. Insane, yeah, right. So this route takes a total of 6 treasures. What the hell? And are there any new things here? No, you still buy both Turnbuckle and Stealth Slide in episode 3, start of episode 3. Oh, then you get the Gilded Scepter that you didn't get with only Stealth Slide plus Turnbuckle route, but you did get it already with the Adrenaline Burst route. There you get it with Murray again. And then there's a bit of difference here. So at the start of episode 5 in Kidnap the General, just like with the route that doesn't take any additional gadgets, you take the Crystal Vase as Sly there, yeah. But instead of losing 20 seconds, it loses 17.5 because you have Stealth Slides there. So let me show the clip of it with Stealth Slide. It's pretty funny. So you don't buy Adrenaline Burst yet because it's more optimal based on ThiefNet inputs, or like inputs inside the safe house. Then you buy Adrenaline Burst at the start of Mojo Trap Action Split in episode 5. And you get to use Adrenaline Burst in Mojo Trap action. Taking or like buying Adrenaline Burst here is 4 seconds faster than buying it at the start of episode 4 because of some treasure technicalities there. Don't worry, I've timed that shit, so let's move on. And then after Tank Showdown, you don't take the Crystal Waste treasure as Murray because you've already taken it as Sly. No, instead of that, you actually take the treasure commonly known as Slow Treasure in episode 5. But it's a standard treasure with this route, and that is called the Jeweled Crown. Yeah, for 652 coins. Whoa. And then you buy Paraglider, and then you do the episode 7 treasure the same way you did it with Stealth Slide and Turnbuckle Route. So you take either of those two and use Stealth Slide to get faster into the safe house. And then you buy Alarm Clock and Smoke Bomb, and then you have all that time saved from those 3 gadgets. And there you have it, that's the route. Thanks, goodbye, that was it.